Joe, very simply put, your team is struggling right now. Are you nervous about making the playoffs?
Well, yeah. I mean, we have a lot of work in front of us, and it's got to start with our pitching. Our pitching has been a little bit inconsistent, and it has to start with that. Every team starts with pitching, and that's what gives you a chance to win every day, and we got to get some guys righted.
All right, let's talk about the good.
Okay.
A lot of bad in this show. Let's talk about the good. Ivan Nova on Friday, again outstanding against an explosive offense, 7 innings, 1 run. He doesn't get the win. His ERA continues to go down. This guy's really been money for you. He
has been really good. He's had better fastball command. He's been down in the zone more with his fastball. His curveball has been excellent, and he's been using his changeup as well. And, you know, you look at the 1 inning, I think he had first and third, or first and second, nobody out, and that was the inning that he gave up 1 run. He was in the middle of the order. He only gave up the 1 run. I thought he did a good job. He got big strikeouts with his curveball, and that's been the difference.
Kuroda has been outstanding all year. I think he actually has much fewer wins than he should have if he had offensive support. But that's been the story of his career, even with the Dodgers. Against the White Sox wasn't his best game, but he certainly gave you a chance to win.
He sure did. And I really believe that he should be a Cy Young candidate. And people are going to say, well, wait a minute, he's got 10 wins. Felix won a Cy Young with not a whole lot of wins.
13 wins.
And his ERA was great, and he pitched great all year, and that's what Kuroda has done.
All right, now CC Sabathia has struggled since the beginning of July, but his last start out against the White Sox, he actually did a very good job.
I thought it was the best start he's had in a while. I thought he pitched very well. He was very efficient with his pitches. He gave up the 3 runs in 7 innings. I was pleased. I thought he had better command of his sinker and his changeup, and those are his 2 pitches.
Now, he supposedly looked at some tape. So in layman's terms, what did he and Larry correct?
Well, they're always looking at tape and trying to find things to do, and it's, you know, I'm not sure exactly the mechanical change that they made, but that's the life of a pitching coach. I'm glad I don't have to do that.
All right, Andy Pettitte. Looks like he labors a lot now. Is not the same pitcher that he was at the beginning of the year. Is this just a case of him being an older pitcher?
Well, he had a real good start in L.A. He gave up a couple runs early and then got through 7. And then he struggled, I think it was against Chicago, where he gave up some cheap hits in the first inning, ended up throwing 35 pitches. And I think that's the hard thing for him to recover. When he throws that many pitches in an inning, being 41, that makes it much more difficult.
Now, speaking of throwing a lot of pitches, in Saturday's performance, Phil Hughes, I think it was over 50 pitches in 2 innings, and again he loses. He's 7 games under 500 for you, gives up a couple of more home runs. What's the deal with Phil?
Well, it's consistency, and it's putting hitters away. I mean, I looked up, and he had faced, I think it was 16 hitters, and he had thrown like 60 strikes. So, I mean, it's almost 4 strikes per hitter, and he was having a hard time putting away. They were putting long at-bats on him. He threw, I think, 83 pitches through 4 innings. He got into the 5th, and at that time, when he got the 5th started, he'd only given up 2 runs, but they made him work very hard. Austin Jackson hit a home run, and then he left after another base hit, and then the floodgates opened. We weren't able to contain him.
Why is he, it seems like every time I looked up during that game, he was 0-1, 0-2. He just can't get somebody to swing and miss at an 0-2 pitch. They keep fouling it off, and that builds up his pitch count. Is there anything he could do with that?
Well, I think it's making better pitches, quality pitches. It's not from lack of effort, because if you watch Phil, he's like a bull in a china shop out there. I mean, he's trying to make pitch after pitch, and he's battling guys, and it's just not happening for him.
All right, on Wednesday and Friday, we saw something that we just don't see very often. Mariano blow 2 saves in a row. He's 43 years old. It's getting close to the end of the season. Is he fatigued, or are those just 2 blips on the radar screen?
2 blips. And I've seen it the other years that I've been here, where he's had a bad week and he bounces back and